Oh, you don't have that racing by default. Oh, I might have to
Oh,
make a custom one.
so hands up straight right now. Apologies, I always run into compendium issues. I should be sharing my compendium, but apparently, as Joe's just pointed out,
Okay.
it is not on.
All right.
Let me log off and see if it's actually not on, or if it's
Okay.
just
Sure.
glitching.
Sure.
Nope, it says it's sharing.
Okay. No, I don't see it. That's weird. I don't see fire. I see a lot of ways, but not fire. Not can I see? Did I just make it a custom and then
Yeah, if
Yeah.
it's not showing, then yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry. Let me make custom.
All right, so hello everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
This will be the first time I've ever redone a session 0, so there may be a few scuffed bits, so I hope you'll bear with me with that. But to start with, hi, my name is Coco. Coco, Kokua, Connell. I've even had one player call me God. I didn't enjoy that, but I also did.
I was about to say, how could you not?
Yeah, how could you not?
Yeah, I'm a returned student, mature student, kind of retraining my career. And I've been running these games for, I think it's about a year now. No, it's a little bit more than a year. But building up slowly. Nice to meet you all, and I hope this goes well.
Clap, 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 clap.
That's an introduction to somebody else to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Baka. I'm the original member of this party. I'm gonna be playing a druid Circle of the Shepherd, and I'm working on way to I can't even find the words for sleep hours. Yeah, so I'm gonna be a bit wacky today. I mean, I'm always a bit wacky, so just a little bit more.
Hello. I am Caleb. I will be playing Bjorn. Bjorn is a hexblood monk. The Bureau Hag, to be specific, which are kind of like the ice hags. They're up like north, which is where he's from. Blue skin, white hair, and yeah, he's trying to protect Baldur's Gate. Essentially, he's an investigator detective type, and he knows martial arts, so kind of like Jackie Chan in every movie he's ever been in, kung fu and a cop.
We can't hear you. Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was trying to fix something. So sorry. Hi, I'm Divination. I'm going to be playing a Chronology wizard. It's a little bit I don't want to give away right now with my backstory, but let's just say right now he's trying to recover some stuff while in Baldur's Gate. But for the most part, he's just a man who loves studying, trying to figure out all the happenstance of time and how to control it.
How do we call him?
His name is Jametti Callsworth.
Jim, can you type it down?
Of course, yeah, of course.
That sounds like the alter ego to like a 1940s Batman villain.
Thank you.
I misspelled that. There we go.
Thank you.
Eddie Callsworth.
Any reference with the last name to Codsworth?
No, not particularly. He just comes from a line of Callsworth of a lineage of people who are masters of their trade, scholars.
No, I meant I don't know what was the clock's name in Beauty and the Beast?
I was drawing the same connection.
Cogsworth.
It's funny that that you're a chronergy wizard and it's similar to
Oh
that.
my
Who's a clock?
goodness.
Yeah, that's what I
I did
meant.
not. I'm so sorry. I didn't even think of that. That's so good.
Cogsworth, I think he
That's
was.
so
It was.
good.
It has been so long since I've seen anything Beauty and the Beast related. I didn't put that together.
That's right. Exactly.
I've played that clock in high school.
That's awesome.
He's
That's
etched
so
into
cool.
my memory.
Me and my parents went to watch Beauty and the Beast, the original cartoon animation in the movies like 6 times. Because I liked it so much, and I was a bit.
Whoa.
I don't know how old I was back then. Still
It's
in
pretty good.
elementary
Not gonna
school, I think.
I think that just leaves Eel.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. My name is. You can call me Joe. I basically, I'm a 40 years old man. Actually, 43. And yeah, I've been playing D&D with Coco for quite a while now. I was in the another 2 game of his, so this is my third game with him, and I enjoyed it. I think you guys will too.
This is my second
And I,
game with him.
oh,
as
cool.
him as him as DM. I mean, I'm also in another one with him that he's not DMing.
Ah, I see. Cool, cool. Yep. I'm going to play a fighter, so I'm still making it, but I think his name is gonna be Jean.
Jin,
Yep. Just
like
Jin. Jean.
the
Oh, because
drink,
he's a fire genasi.
Yeah, Jin. It's a fire. Yeah, Ganassi.
like the drink, Jin.
Yep. Like the Jin. Jin.
Nice.
Okay, is it a fighter?
Yep.
So it hasn't been said yet, but I'll say Baka is one of, if not the best note takers I've ever played with and DM'd for.
Oh.
I
High
try my
praise.
best.
Well, if you hear little questions like that, it's because it's entering the notes.
Yeah. Can you type it down, please? Or asking for more detail on how to write it down or something.
Could you put it down? What is the genealogy, place of origin of the phrase?
And what about the etymology? Where does the word come from? I don't know. It's just sounded cool.
Yep. Well, I want to choose a background of fiction agent because my character is going to be a but you don't have that fiction agent. That's my custom one. Yeah, my character is going to be a member of the I think Order of Granite. Yeah.
Sure.
He's throwing down the gauntlet.
Let's throw it down.
Alright, so while Joe is chugging away with that,
Just
I'm just going to go through a couple of admin things. So-
It's just shown I've just shown myself why I'm not good at working on no sleep, because I just, instead of Order of the Gauntlet, I wrote Gauntlet of the Order.
come on, hold it.
That's almost cooler.
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
yeah,
That sounds like a rank.
yeah.
This is the gauntlet.
Are you the left gauntlet, the protector, or are you the right gauntlet, the inquisitor torturer?
I had no
Yeah.
idea what that phrase meant until I saw the last duel. I was like, oh, don't pick it up.
But Baka has posted a rundown of our session 0, the original session 0 notes. But obviously, with 3 new people, if you want to change anything, that's up in the air. But beginning it off, the core of how I run things is respect. So please be nice to each other. I've got a very strong feeling that's not going to be a problem. Everybody's nicely spoken. Everybody's been polite so far. Yeah. Hopefully I'm right. But as far as the game goes, be 3 hours of game time typically, 15-minute break, and I can usually overrun up to 30 minutes if we are in the middle of something. As Joe will know, I also sometimes lose track of time and overrun nearly 3 hours.
Yep.
I do this as much because I enjoy it as for any other reason. But as far as absences go, if I'm going to be absent, I will always give 24 hours if physically possible. If there's, like, if you call it an act of God, like I'm struck by lightning or I start throwing up or something, I can't physically help that. I am sorry. If that happens, like really near a session, I'll usually do something like half off the next one or something like that. And besides that, that's basically just what I ask of everybody else. As much warning as possible. But with that in mind, we will have absences from time to time, so what is our minimum play number, as far as everybody's concerned?
Probably 3, right? 3's
I
a
say
common.
yeah, 3's good.
Yeah. 3 is good.
Okay. And if we have one absent then, because we actually have the leeway for that, now Joe's joined us, what do you want me to do with your character? Do you want them to be faded away into the background, or do you want me to play them in a reasonably reserved way? Like, do you want them to be in the action? Do you want them to be safe?
I'm comfortable with mine being played.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same.
Same, but maybe more like as a support instead of being in the middle of it. Or just when we get to that level, just send my animals to fight instead of me. I'm staying in the background.
Okay. I'll probably do that more with yours, especially because I don't understand the support druid style that well. I know Star's druid, but I've never played any other kind of druid.
Me neither. This is my first time playing a druid.
We'll learn together.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Wait till you turn into animals; it'll be a blast.
Or
I
wait
can
until
already
you,
turn into animals. And a
or wait
sin.
until you summon 8 giant owl.
I mean, I just
Not yet.
watched the. I'm just watching the what was it? The Elysium part of the Critical Role Vox Machina campaign. So I know how
Oh,
giant eagles work till they're
yeah,
hit.
yep.
I'm catching up to the first campaign so that I can go watch the second one.
Oh, you're chugging through it. You're going from first to second.
Yeah, I tried watching the second one first, but I didn't understand the backstory mentions of the of the previous campaign. So I said, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna watch the first one first, and then I'm gonna go to the second one when I will understand those little mentions.
Mhm.
And now I'm watching the third one live with my friends, so.
Alright. Actually, you just brought up a good thing. Off-topic conversations.
Yeah, sorry.
Uh,
I'm working on no
I'm,
sleep.
I'm getting the feeling that people are gonna want them and enjoy them. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Okay,
Every
cool.
now and then.
Yeah, as long as they don't get too much. If they do, I'll give us a kick in the ass.
Yeah. I mean, that was still
Right.
D&D conversation, so just.
We're discussing Ernest Hemingway now, and it's your problem. Old Man in the Sea. Waste of time? Kinda.
I mean, it's a similar point. It's a side point, but a lot of my rulings, if there's something that doesn't exactly have a ruling, I'll tend to draw on like real world logic to a degree. Like, does the fireball set the house on fire? Is it made of wood? Yes, yes. That sort of gig.
Gotcha.
Interesting interpretation of the rules, but okay.
I mean, it's logical that a wooden house would catch on fire.
But on that, I don't always get it right. I'm fairly solid on the rules and common rulings. If you disagree, and it's something we can hash out in a minute or two, cool. If it's a long discussion, please wait until out of game. I will be happy to have it. But there's no point having it then and there if it's going to take half an hour.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I'm going through. I have a session 0 list, and a lot of it has just been covered casually. I mean, I've got to ask it. Swearing. How are people with swearing and things?
I'm fine with it. I can learn a few. I can use to learn a few new words.
I unfortunately swear like a sailor, and I try to catch myself sometimes. but,
Great. You're gonna
I guess
teach
fair
me a lot
warning.
then. And I'm an anthropologist verbal, playing an anthropologist verbal, so I'm generally
Alright.
very curious about other people's cultures. So I'm in character. I might even ask you to elaborate on some of those curse words if you do use
Yeah.
them.
What about Caleb?
I'm fine with it. I don't really care. I've been in a lot of groups, and like it's a common beast. I'll throw out a couple every now and again.
Okay.
I'll throw out a well placed shit.
Yeah, a well-paced shit is always good.
Well, if you need to talk about anything, my DMs are always open. I'm happy to go into a call or anything like that. Or you're welcome to bring it up immediately. If you're uncomfortable, I'll fix it if I can. Hopefully that won't come up, but if it does, it does. Similar settings. Romance, sexual conversations. I'm not describing the intimates. Otherwise, I have no preference. If you want it to happen, we'll fade to black the act, but the rest is on you guys. Any preferences there or whatever?
Yeah.
I doesn't really bother me. I believe however you want to do it.
Just no mention of the R words, please, or acts.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, that's I have a taboo section.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody should have that taboo section.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like racism, insults, similar. It's a violent setting, the world, and races actually have horns. Might be a drow. Slurs exist. I will not use or tolerate anything out of character. Similar thing is true to slavery. It exists in the world. It's existed in the real world. And as long as we keep it in character and on topic, I think it's a thing that unfortunately exists. But if you want it pulled back at any point, then I'm happy to do that as well.
Okay.
The other one is along with what Barco was just saying: torture, sexual violence, black taboo. These things unfortunately exist, but I'm not going into detail. I will never write an NPC that dwells on these things. If they have an impact, it'll be a motivation that isn't discussed. So a motivation for revenge, to protect, but never discussed in detail. Because they don't need to be.
Agreed.
And if they don't come up, great. They don't need to.
Yep, I'm done with my character.
Cool.
Oh, check out his token. It's awesome.
That's actually very cool. Do you want the grey border or do you want a red border or something?
No, it's okay. This border is fine.
Okay.
It's like
Anybody?
even. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, anybody who wants a token, throw some out my way, and I'll get your token set up. I think we're through with just a few brief game discussion things. As DM, I tend to be a narrator and an arbiter. The agency of the group is on you guys. There will be plot hooks, there will be things pulling you along, and this module is kind of linear, but I've opened up some parts of it to be a bit more sandboxy. And if you decide to just take the train off the rails, then that's up to you guys.
Like we almost did in our first session before.
Yeah.
We
I
had
do
an
ask.
we had an open option if we wanted to take the ship and go shipping with it.
Yeah. It's an example I use. If you want to steal the pirate ship and go off and be pirates, please tell me. I need to prep a new module.
Have to skim through Salt Marsh.
I was just gonna say that you might as well just run Salt Marsh at that point.
I have a fully adjusted Saltmarsh setting that's actually a playable campaign rather than. I have that originally because one of my original Baldur's Gate groups did just that.
Oh wow!
Nice.
Wow.
So they just let Baldur's Gate go to hell then.
Literally.
Like, yeah,
Keep creating NPCs. Be like, hey, there's some stuff going on back there. Yeah, we don't care. We're
We're good.
Zariel's a threat.
But, you can assume like somebody else will take our place, you know.
Yeah.
This world
60
is littered
foot.
with adventurers.
Oh, that's a good point. Do you guys want to see no numbers, but a health bar on your allies, just so you actually have a way of interpreting how bloodied they are?
Yes, please. It would help.
Yes, please.
Sure.
At least for the
I
healers,
won't be able
it would
to help them, but it's nice to know.
I actually think that's a fine thing, just because.
I mean, we can see like with the health bar missing some points, we can maybe imagine just how bad off they are in combat. Like
Yeah.
in our minds.
You can usually see if somebody's been run through with a sword. So Sylphine and Bjorn should be able to see their health bars now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will get back to settings topics in just a second.
I just sent you my image for because I would like a token, please.
Absolutely. Okay, that's a nice image, and actually that's the first time in a while I've seen an image that I haven't seen before.
Oh my god, I've seen so many. I've seen at least 2 characters use the same white guy with golden eyes in my campaigns. And one of them is my in-game husband.
Can't tell them apart.
Are they twins?
I don't know.
It's like a comedy of errors.
I don't think they are, cause my husband is an air genasi and the other one is a variant human with dragon lineage somewhere. Golden dragon.
Decisions.
You are using.
They're in different campaigns though, so and I'm already married to that one.
It's a fantasy campaign. We can
Yeah.
bring them together.
I mean, it was funny. In at session 0, we got these relationship cards that we had to pick, like randomly pick, and what kind of relationship did we have before the story starts, and I picked I mean rolled for dating or married, and we just went for it, and the other one was my brother, half brother.
Oh my.
So fun.
Is that
Alright.
Divination's wizard character?
Yes, it is.
That's awesome.
Thank
I
you.
love his tiny glasses.
Yep.
I'm
Real
gonna
men
need.
don't wear regular size glasses.
I'm
Yeah,
going
this
to
is-
need to adjust that token manually every time you level up because see you're using Beyond.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, if you want to, I mean, I guess in the meantime, before we get to session 1, I can set up a character mancer, if it makes it easier.
It's absolutely up to you.
Okay.
It's just one consideration that I'll need to update the token every time you level.
Okay.
That's like a dozen times at most.
I usually
So it's not
use
some-
both Character Mancer for level ups and D&D Beyond character sheet, just to roll for rolling for health points, mostly.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I find it easier to use D&D Beyond for spellcaster,
Mm,
but martial cast normally, Roll20 would do fine.
yeah,
I
spell
think
casting using not ability, abilities, skills and such. I use D&D Beyond, but I use the Roll20 just for health points.
I'm
And
character
for
mancer
the wild magic, I have
Yeah.
a macro on my screen for it.
I have.
when I first started out playing D&D, like I was kind of like already trying to be a toxic fan. I'm like, no, I'm gonna fill out the character sheet all by myself. And it wasn't until I did the character mancer the first time, like I left out a lot of stuff. I really set up my character to die.
So Beyond 20 didn't exist when I first started this, so I've kind of taught myself a lot of how to use Roll20 quite well. So for example, if you need something that the game doesn't naturally accommodate, like Elven Accuracy, I have ways of implementing that. Okay, I know everybody made their characters beforehand, but I think this is the earliest in a session 0 every character's been ready.
Right.
Okay.
Personally, like outside of game, like I'm a brewer by like trade. I will spend like whenever I have free time, I'll spend like 90% of my day just making characters I'll probably never use.
Same.
I
Yeah.
I get into, I don't know what the word for it, like one day I will just make different characters and just forget about it, and then the one day again I just feel the need to do some more characters and such.
Creating D&D characters is how I blow off steam.
Yes, exactly.
It's how I unwind after a long day. Whenever I'm bored at work, I'm just like, oh, that's pretty cool. What if a gnome was a barbarian?
Exactly. You just get these inspirations. You're like, okay, well, what if I did a Goliath that was a wizard?
No reason why he can't be. He doesn't have
True.
anything that negates his intelligence.
Very true.
It's fun, especially when you think about I like to think about like multicast, what you can do with like combination of these two class and all that. It's fun.
There's a guy called D&D Optimized on YouTube.
I
Who
think I
is-
saw a couple of his video. Yeah,
His stuff is so crazy sometimes, but it's really entertaining. But yeah, I kind of do the same, but I setting right typically. I either setting right or write homebrew.
With the new rule set they're coming out with, I mean, it's going to be all bets are off because like there won't be any ability score required, like hard set ability score things for races now. So like anybody can be anything. You could be an
Yep.
orc wizard if you want. You can like be teed up for it.
Oh, do you mean Tasha's, or do you mean?
No, I mean the new
The 5.5.
Mordecai's
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the new rules are coming out with. Yeah. Yep.
Mordecai's
This is gonna be my
Monsters of
first
Monstrous.
Yep.
new rule set. Like, I started D&D only like a year or so ago, so this is gonna be my first rule changing stuff. Excited.
Me too.
Aren't they introducing a whole slew of new monsters too?
I
mhm.
think they're also like rebooting a couple monsters that are already there. They really want to get rid of alignment, which alignment for characters I'm not really big on, but alignment for monsters I think is very like
Yeah.
necessary because like it gives the DM a good idea of how they act and behave. And like now it's just seems you don't want to go too broad is like what I'm saying. You don't want the game to be
Mhm.
empty. It's
I think
kind of like where they like leave the responsibility where they make it empty and they leave the responsibility to you to fill it, which is it can be good, but like there needs to be a little more structure. I think personally.
I think we'll run into a lot of existing tropes already. Like Drow will be evil, Duergar will be evil typically.
Meh.
Meh. Um, Goblins will be mostly evil and stupid.
Aw.
Yep.
That's really sad to me.
In my campaigns of I played 2 campaigns of Lost Mines of Fandel where both of our parties adopted Droop. This was just so adorable.
Bring him along.
We had to leave him behind when we moved further from the Lost Mines of Fandel, but he's missed.
He's our minstrel. We taught him to play the lute. He's not very good at it, but it's just nice to have music in the background.
Yeah, we left him with what was this guy's name on for G that gave us the quest?
Oh, Rangar something.
No,
Dwarfy McGee was his name.
the guy who was kidnapped in Lost Mines of Fandel were good G something. I don't know.
It's been a while since I played. It's been like 3 years since I played Fandelvert.
Right. Pulling back onto track.
Sorry.
No worries. Game settings. This is kind of where I need the most input, really. I know a couple of you have reason to know NPCs. If you want to come up with a couple of NPCs whom you know of, then throw the ideas my way and I'll integrate them.
Jeffrey the Archdevil.
Okay. Jeffrey the Archdevil. Interesting. But besides that, flanking. Do you guys want flanking? And if so, do you want it to be advantage? Do you want it to be a bonus? Do you want group flanking? So like the option to flank something on all
+2
sides.
or something.
That was how we had set up to do it with the original group, yeah, but if people want to change it, then.
I mean, honestly, I'm down to try anything new. So if we want to do like a +2 for flanking, or I'm totally down. Doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, I think it's like because I played rules with flanking before. Like a lot of people like the advantage. I don't know. I think a +2 is like not as OP because like then combat just becomes about like flanking, which it still can with a +2, but like
It's more
yeah,
balanced with +2.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not so much like
Mhm.
we're gonna wipe the enemy every time as long as we just get on all sides of them.
But on the other
So-
hand, this module is pretty hard. I've heard.
That's what they
Yeah.
say.
Yep.
So, some input. Flanking is the canon optional rule. That's the
Yep.
one that's offered in the DMG and the Player's Handbook.
Gross.
But it sounds like it's the strongest option, but it also has the least interaction. Because there are a lot of ways of getting advantage.
I
And you can't stack
mean,
advantage.
my character will probably always have advantage with if she's gonna fight with her pets, familiar.
Mm.
So she's always gonna have advantage anyway. Tactics.
Mm.
So now
Well,
you
yeah.
have advantage and a +2.
Ooh,
Yep.
nice.
And is your token exactly how your character looks?
Yeah, I've looked
Because
hard.
she is gorgeous. This is going to be
Vi-
tough.
I she also has vitiligo, or however that's
I
pronounced.
was wondering what that was. I thought it might have been a birthmark, or I did not know. Okay, that's very interesting to know.
Well, furbargs are considered to be like cow-like, aren't they?
I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna also see if I can put the picture I have of her in character discussion. I'm gonna upload it. You
Sure.
can see the bigger picture.
Here.
Um,
Oh my. There is like a new like cow revelation going on. It's just, like a lot of people like cow print stuff. A lot of people are finding cows attractive now. I mean,
No!
I'm all on board for trends, but what we thought rabbits were hot in the 90s.
Okay,
This just
one
happens.
like you who spends a lot of time doing new characters, I let Steam off by looking for character pictures. I have a
Good.
lot. I have a lot of them.
I will say that you cannot have a good character that does not have a good picture. So
Yeah,
That's true.
But you can come up with a character idea from a picture.
yeah,
is also
exactly,
Well, I
I've
do it
also
all the
done that.
time.
exactly.
I do that every single time.
And sometimes I even discern how, get an idea of how their personality would be
Yeah.
from
I
their.
got tired of looking though. I just create them in Hero Forge now.
For example, this is my general now. This is my Curse of Strahd fairy. She looks mischievous,
Wow.
so I'm playing her as
Yeah.
totally random.
Isn't that from the D? That is from the Monster Manual.
Yeah, it is for a pixie, but I liked it so much that I'm using it for my fairy character.
Wow.
She does have the right like attitude. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I know I'm the
wild
best.
magic as well.
D10,000 wild magic as well, so everyone else is
I-
bold.
Everyone else is bold, yes, just not me.
I think wild magic is probably my favorite subclass in like all of D&D because it's just how crazy it is.
It was the first character I ever played to completion. Like I've completed one campaign whole hog every single quest. It was Tomb of Annihilation and with a wild magic sorcerer
Nice.
who was a
So good.
furbolg.
I am basically just. I'm not playing her as a straight wild magic. I'm just having fun with this because I already played it to completion once, so I'm just having fun with it right now. And I'm like, I have 1 level sorcerer, 2 level graviturgy wizard or something, and 2 levels archfey warlock. Right now, I'm just playing around, trying to get as many cantrips as I can, still having
All the
fun.
classes.
All the classes, yes. Just having fun.
I am. the
And
dominant
abusing
player.
the ruling me and Coco agreed to, like, for if you want advantage, you have to roll on the wild magic table immediately instead of Tides of Chaos or something.
Yeah, so
Retroactive.
retroactive Tides of Chaos.
Yeah, so sometimes I'm
It's
abusing
honestly
this
better that way.
because in character she has no idea what her magic is. She has no idea how to use it. So usually I'm just playing into that a lot.
Okay.
I will warn you that you're the second person who uses that system, and in the other one, there are jokes that are becoming quite serious about doing the old yeller to the wild magic sorceress
Oh.
and putting it down.
Oh my god.
I mean, I disagree with that, but I can, from their point of view, I can see where it can derail games very quickly if played wrong.
Oh no, she's awoken an old evil god. She's
I'm being pestered by the Revenant thinks I'm his worst enemy or something. I don't know.
yep.
Oh.
I got a small bag of holding from another character we
no.
fought, so it's actually that was actually good. Then if cut open, I'm found to be stuffed with goose down, so I'm immune to extreme cold and don't take full damage if I fall.
That's awesome.
I'm
Good God.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why I'm glad Baka is a good note taker.
Yeah.
I also usually tend to put the numbers down in my private channel so that I can remember what I've rolled for it.
I'm really surprised I never wiped anybody, like any member of my team while I was a wild magic sorcerer. Though I gave them fair warning ahead of time. I would like run up to the enemy, then I would like hold my action, like I'm gonna do something crazy. Everybody get out of the way.
Right.
So I don't think I'm using wild magic like inappropriately, am I?
No, you're fine.
I don't think there's an appropriate way to do it.
No, yeah.
Being
I mean-
inappropriate with it
No,
is
there's
the
not.
appropriate
There's
way.
not. Yeah, exactly. Agreed.
All right.
Back to flanking.
Yeah.
Let's play a game.
Advantage or +2? Please vote.
My vote is for +2.
+2.
Okay, plus two. I don't mind. Either
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, don't mind at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that note, we'll stay
Who
the
needs
same.
life anyway?
Critical hits and
Ooh.
on attacks only, or would you like something to be applied to non-attack rolls that crit?
So like ability scores that crit, or
Yes.
I mean, it depends. I mean, if we go by rules as written, I think it's like I think crits aren't really a thing, but we could do that. I don't really personally don't have a problem with it.
Well, if everybody's happy with just attacks only, then that keeps it simple.
Yeah, I guess attack only is make it
Yeah,
simple.
yeah. Attacks only.
Okay. My roles. So the player that started introducing this idea is no longer in this setting, but it's kind of infiltrated every game I've played pretty much now. Do you want me to roll privately, or do you want me to roll publicly? Assuming you can actually see the thing that's rolling. Because if you can't see it, then I'm rolling privately, whatever.
This is a tough one.
I
But the-
prefer privately, personally.
I'm okay with either. I mean, I have played game with DM. or
Maybe
privately,
just combat
yeah.
that we can see
Hmm.
for record
Yeah.
taking anyway. Like I'm recording this session so I can actually see what attacks if I watch it later on the road. I
Mm.
mean, if it's from like stealth privately, if we're in middle of the combat and maybe publicly, I don't know. Everything else can be done privately.
So your idea is like combat rolls public, everything else private.
Yeah, unless if they use the bonus action hide in combat, then privately as well.
Yeah, I would also say that if we do wind up doing publicly, do you have something that like guards the names? Because I had a DM who rolled publicly, and sometimes it would like kind of like give away like like it would be like you're being attacked by a mysterious assassin, and then he would roll an attack roll, and it would be the name of somebody that we've already interacted with that we didn't know was an assassin. Be like, oh, it's this person.
I
mean,
will
like,
tend.
Granted, that's metagaming, but like it's kind of hard to shake off once you see it.
Yeah. I will tend to roll initiative while it's on DM layer, so you can't risk seeing any of those names.
Cool. Then I'm fine with either.
Okay. The other one is death saves, and this is the interesting one because I've been put onto the idea of DM rolling death saves recently. How do you guys think about that?
I also been playing with like DMO deck savers as well. Is
So much less stressful.
yes, much more stress.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Down. So I'm okay with both. It's just different type of game. That's all.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
okay
be
with
honest,
both either.
I've never tried that before, but I'm down to do that if yeah.
The idea is that I roll your death saves privately,
Yep.
Yeah.
so you don't know how well you're doing.
Yeah, like I said, I'm down to try that. I really am. That sounds fun.
It does seem like an interesting change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah, that will also make spells like spare the dying a lot more important.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like we don't know how well how they're doing, if they're dying or not. So it would
Yeah.
make the fight or situation more suspenseful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the idea behind it.
Yep.
Okay. And on that note, nat 20, you wake up on 1 health. Nat 1, you fail 2 death saves. Everybody cool with that?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If somebody dies on nat 20s, I will screenshot that just so that there is a record. I will not fudge rolls. Like, I'm not against fudging small things, but I will not fudge like major rolls.
Okay.
If something's meant to happen, it's meant to happen.
Okay.
But
A lot of times,
go ahead.
you may hear me. Yeah, a lot of times you may hear me call out. Like I think I'm totally kidding, but I would definitely call you out on some of those rolls where I'm just like, oh, there's no way you rolled that. When of course you rolled that.
Oh, don't worry. I so depending on the game, it kind of rotates. So like, I will sometimes have very mediocre rolls. Then some games I will like roll publicly, and it's like, were 4 of your last 5 rolls nat 20s? Yes. Did you just max damage? Yes. All 3? Yes. I'm dead. Yes.
Yes, you are. It did more than double your maximum HP. You are a pile of blood.
That Paladin yesterday, I'm on full health. Flame tongue crit. I'm down. Yes, you are.
A lot of my calling out for the DM just comes from pure shock. It's like
Just-
there's no way you just rolled 4 natural 20s in a row.
Just screenshot those 4 natural 20s in a row and post them in private to DM to whichever character you're killing with them.
That puts me in mind of a thing that happened in a session once where the DM and a player had like the character wanted to change his to a different character, but he wanted it to be thematically satisfying. So we got into like the first real combat of the campaign, and he got downed. I was just like, all right, let's get ready with this with the heals, and then the next enemy that was up stabbed him while he was down. I was like, is this how the DM's gonna be running this? Where they keep stabbing us until we're dead? It was really like a weird wake up call, but they told
Isn't
us
that
at the
like
end of the
2
session.
death failing throws? Saving
Yep.
Yeah.
throws? Yeah.
And the enemy had multi attack too, so it was 1-2, they're dead.
I will say I don't know if I don't know how everybody else feels about this. Me personally, off of the DM's point about if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. I definitely like that. Where like if the creature just knocked me down and they're kind of aggro on me, I would prefer it that way. Where like if they're continuing to aggro me, unless something stops them from aggroing me, and I die that way, then that's just how that happens.
Yeah.
Fair.
Fair.
And I mean, that'll also depend on how intelligent the creature is, as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned. Like, if something is actually strategic and smart, and it understands the idea of finishing a threat before moving on, then it might try and finish you. Similarly, if it's very stupid and is focused blindly on you, it may try and finish you.
Finish him.
A lot of mediocre intelligence creatures that will be able to enact some kind of group tactics will see a threat down and then forget about it very often. I'm going to use Sahagin as one of my favorite tribal groups as far as tactics go. If you go down, they might not finish you because they won't see you as a threat for a while.
Yeah.
They'll also look to not just kill you, but slave you.
Whoa.
A lot of
He used
actually
the S word.
during the Civil War in America, the South intentionally just injured them. They try not to kill the Northern soldier, because that actually put a bigger toll on the army.
Oh wow.
But, oh, I'm on the wrong notepad. Session 0. Multiple attempts at a check. So, like picking a lock or something. I'm fine with this, but there will be an increase to the DC each time you fail. Like you slightly bend the lock out of shape, etc. Cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then if something like reaches a DC 30 or something, it's just physically impossible because you've busted the
I've
lock.
actually been seeing Matt Mercer, just real quickly. Matt Mercer in campaign 3 for Critical Role, he started doing that in this news campaign, where anytime the group fails, he just can keep increasing the DC so they can't succeed.
Yeah.
DC 30.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna try it.
I think 3.5 have something like that too.
You'll
really?
find a lot of my systems, a lot of my improvisations will be based on older D&D. I've played since 3.5. So, yeah. That'll actually come up in the next thing, which is crafting. So, because you're going into Avernus, there is... Spoiler. I mean, it's in the name. There's a very real chance that you'll encounter creatures that don't drop anything loot-wise, but they have bodies that can be crafted into things. Is that a crafting system you're interested in exploring?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
yes, definitely.
okay, so basically grimdark crafting. So you cut a devil down and you have a devil's horns.
Mm-hmm.
I want their teeth.
That we can either trade for something or make into potions.
Yeah, or if they're big enough, like carve
Make
it
it
down and like sand it down, make it into a dagger or something.
Or arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Arrowheads, I mean.
Yep, like anti-demon arrowheads or something.
But they're evil. You got to be careful.
I
You can't use them too long, or you risk becoming. evil
have
yourself.
the herbalism kit proficiency and the herbalism kit, so I'll probably try to concoct several potions.
I
Okay.
was gonna say not only my guy being a wizard, but him being a rock gnome. Like they're just naturally tinkerers.
Yeah.
Well, if we want that system, then the next question is answered. Magic items cannot be canon only if you're doing that sort of system, so it will be stuff added, DM discretion, etc.
Oh yes.
I will also add interesting things and change things. Yeah. Ammunition tracking. So I do not care if you track ammunition if you're in a position to be able to kind of freely replenish. So if you have woodcarver's tools and you're around, carpenter's tools and you're around trees, and you have the stuff to like reclaim your arrowheads, I don't care if you track ammo. You're playing a character who would be replenishing.
Okay.
If you're in the Underdark, if you're away from resources, then I tend to run after a combat, you automatically reclaim half of what you used, and then roll a DX based on how many others you used. So like if you fired 9 arrows, you would reclaim 5. That's another thing. I tend to round up if everybody's cool with that.
Yeah, sure.
So you'd reclaim 5 plus 1d4 arrows. There'll be some cases where an arrow is just destroyed. For example, if you fire an arrow into something that's piercing immune, the arrow will just break on impact.
Or if you use it in synergy with something else, like attacking a creature that's on fire or something. A fireball or something.
That's
Or if it's a
possible.
ghost. It just goes through.
If it's a ghost, then that's that it's not going to destroy the arrow
It
then.
catches it. Oh no!
It's a monk, catches it, throws it back at you.
Hey, only I can make those jokes.
I
was gonna say you're
think
gonna get
in
magical
the
fists so you can punch ghosts.
original
At level
original
6.
session 0, we agreed on Avernus tracking on. If we're not in Avernus, it's off. Something.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't need to track my weapons. I am a weapon.
Same.
High
What are
five.
weapons? Coming from the wizard, what are weapons?
Don't worry about it.
I have
It
a
won't come up
sickle. I have a sickle, but I'm mostly gonna be using primal savagery.
All I have is a book.
Okay, for the sake for ease, I will tend to roll group initiative for NPCs.
Okay.
So they will act as groups. If there's like 3 groups, there'll be 3 groups acting. If you guys would rather I act each NPC individually, I'm fine doing that. But that will make combat slower. So it's up to you guys.
Let's say
Whatever's
that
easier for
if
you.
there are 3 or less NPCs in like non-group, but if there are more than 3 NPCs, group initiative.
I can work with that.
Okay.
Already discussed like custom crafting. That's the point. Is anybody taking crafting tools?
I
I
can.
I'm not proficient with any, so
I have the herbalism kit.
I have Tinker's tools. Is that what you're talking about?
That's a crafting tool. Yeah.
Okay, so I think it comes with the race. I naturally am proficient in Tinker's tools.
Okay. So the thing I like to do to kind of make crafting actually a viable thing is alternative mundane equipment. So if you rather than making, so if you're able to like kill something and loot, let's say a blue dragon hide, rather than crafting a magic item from that hide, if you made a suit of studded leather and you made it well, you might get a slight bonus against, say, lightning damage. You might just take a little bit less lightning damage.
they're also resistant against bludgeoning and piercing, but whatever.
Yeah,
if you roll a natural 20, maybe.
Yeah, but based on the strength of the, like the innate power of the creature you're making it from.
Gotcha.
So you hate us.
Well, if you are going to loot a blue dragon and then craft something from its hide or something, it makes sense.
Yeah, true.
Sure, yeah.
Typically, this will always be weaker than a magic item, but it will be basically improved mundane gear. All right.
Cool.
Cool.
But that's as and when, so that's kind of on you guys to experiment. And on a similar note, crafting spells. If you want to craft spells, I have a system for it that makes a lot more sense than anything that's been described in canon.
Would like to try this at least once, yes.
I was gonna say, so what is? Because I actually have not heard of this. What is crafting? Like making my own?
Yes.
Experimenting on a spell, maybe at least 24 hours working on it, not like non-stop, here and there having to roll arcana checks or intelligence checks or something.
Let me see if I can quickly dig up my notes on crafting spells. Nope, that's just new spells. It's in one of my settings. Let me just quickly. It's basically an amount of time based on the level of the spell, reduced by your intelligence modifier, typically.
Okay.
I know that flavors it more towards wizards, but at the same time,
But to say you said intelligence modifier, my fingers. I was like, okay, then this make things a little easier for me.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, crafting spell is more of a wizard thing. I mean, if you think about in-game like reason, divine magic is basically just get it from God or whatever domain you get it from. So don't
here we go.
craft them. But wizard, yes.
Where are we? New systems. Oh, okay. I need to reload my Avernus because I just opened new games. Back in 2 seconds. Descend to Avernus, launch game. It's a reasonably simple system. Okay, reloading now. Simple system. Scroll down. Okay, there we go. So, an alternative of same spell is basically if you're saying, I want to craft a fireball that does lightning damage.
Does that what damage?
Oh.
Lightning.
Like that.
Ah, so like
Oh, so
a
like this Scribes
fireball,
Wizard.
lightning ball,
Yeah. a Scribes
Kamehameha.
Wizard- Scribes Wizard, but not for a Scribes Wizard, basically.
Right. That's awesome.
Then it becomes just
So-
another spell that you know.
Could I maybe use that, like to sometimes change the primal savagery damage type?
I mean, if you wanted to craft another Primal Savagery, this one that does a different damage type, then yes, absolutely.
Cool. I want to try
Um,
that. Because I would like to use like certain types of damage against certain types of enemies if they're more vulnerable to it, or you know.
He mean like you have to change it, as in you pick a different cantrip, so you can't really change it as you.
Okay.
Now this is you are quite permanently making a new spell.
Yep.
Um,
Well, if you make a
So
Primal Savage
so
or stamp,
if I manage to learn this new cantrip, would I add it? Would it be added to the cantrips known, or would I have to exchange it?
you'd have to exchange it. It'd have to be one of your cantrips known.
Ah, okay.
So you still have the same limits that you would normally have.
Hmm.
You just have a new spell on the spells available to you.
But as a druid, I can prepare them after a long rest, right? So can I exchange the cantrips I know, or is it just spells that I know?
Typically just spells. There is cantrip versatility. I think that's every ability score improvement. You also get a cantrip swap if you want.
Yeah.
me,
But yeah, there's similar things for crafting potions as well. Like if you're just crafting like a healing potion, and that's a roll. If you want like a superior or supreme potion, you're going to need something special to craft that. But otherwise, that's just a roll. Yeah.
I'm gonna need to do research on potion ingredients then. It's gonna be using the herbalism kit.
Get used to drinking devil blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it taste?
Not good. Spicy.
It's way too spicy. Like they just dumped a whole
Um,
bottle of sriracha.
Yep. Secrets. And PvP.
PvP off, please.
Okay.
Yes.
PvP off. Player contest, as in player conflict in general.
I think that comes with every character, like at the beginning until they start working as a cohesive unit. At least I think yeah, it could like me in my other campaign, the Sunday one, me and another character were kept bickering, or like we kept bickering all the time. It was actually like very funny. And as we got we got further into the campaign, we're like on session 45 right now. We're getting to know each other. We're better friends now, and we bicker far less than we used to, because we know each other better now. We work together now better.
So you're not gonna, we can definitely stop PvP. Like that's not a thing. But the party arguing, that's all. I feel like that's always gonna happen at some point or another.
Yeah. Even the Vox Machina argued a lot.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah.
I watched the pre-screening. I loved it.
Right.
Everybody's got their own thing they gotta do.
Okay, I'll leave that in your guys' hands then. If it starts to go too far, I will put the safety back on.
Okay.
And as well, are you guys alright with logical consequences? So if you're caught stealing, you might go to jail.
That's logical.
Yeah, it's logical.
You might have to pay bail, or you might have to break somebody out from the executioner's row because they ended up killing an important person.
We're not paying bail. Let them stir until their trial.
Uh,
I'll be your lawyer.
I'm just saying, I really wanted that book. Like, that's they wouldn't let me have it.
That's
One
why you
of
asked the sneaky people to steal it instead of doing it yourself, wizard.
Yeah, well, look, okay. I just thought maybe.
one of our party members in Waterdeep Dragon Heist got arrested for murdering an important NPC, like just this previous session. So it's fun.
Why do you have to murder anybody? Let's just beat them until they're unconscious.
Yeah, but she claimed it was self-defense when she actually murdered her, right? She broke down the door and killed her.
That's
Oh.
fine.
And they use Speak with the Dead on the corpses so they know exactly what happened.
Well, isn't like part of the condition of Speak with Dead is that if you killed the corpse doesn't have to say anything.
Yeah, but that lady was
Yeah,
pretty
the corpse is not compelled
important.
to tell you the
She
truth.
wants her killer to be
Oh.
brought to justice, I think. Have you guys,
Gotcha.
have any of you played the campaign yet? Module?
Which one?
Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
I have, actually.
A little bit, yeah. I played about half of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's Lady Growlhunt.
Oh.
Ah,
That's why she was arrested.
Oh, no.
it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was during the purge, officer, I swear. This town doesn't have a purge. That's Baldur's Gate.
So now we're trying to think of how to get her out. And we're playing on the Jarlaxle story module.
Sweet.
Baldur's Gate is so messed up, man. Even the Flaming Fist are corrupt. Come on now.
Mm.
Just saying.
Hey,
the Flaming Fist are corruption.
yeah, a little bit. We're not a real police force. We're hired to do this.
It's all about money. It's all
Yeah.
about money.
You are G4S.
Pay us for protection money and we'll leave you alone. Or if you don't, we're just gonna arrest you or beat you up. Or
I
and look the
think-
other way when something bad is happening to you.
I think
Fine.
Family Feast is like not all corrupt, but a lot of them are corrupt. At least half.
Yeah.
At least half.
Okay.
I feel attacked.
So sorry.
No, I think the last thing I need to bring up is everybody. So we're starting level 2.
Mhm.
I think everybody's chosen their boons, so everybody's aware of that. Because you're starting level 2, you'll have an additional 50 gold for starting above level 1. You can spend that on mundane gear or just hold it. Is there any character creation questions or queries people have?
Should
I was
I
just-
level up my character now?
To level 2? Yes, please.
Okay.
I was just curious
And-
what boons everybody picked.
I picked telepathic for a plus to wisdom, and because I'm a druid and gonna spend a lot of time in my wild shape form, so I can actually talk to you guys in combat or if something
That's
like
actually very smart.
yes,
Mhm.
thought so. That's why I chose it. Plus, it gave me 1+ to wisdom, so I have 18 wisdom right now.
Yeah, you exactly. You always
Jesus.
want that high. Yep. I went with the rolled dice instead of standard array or the other one.
That's very good for a wizard.
So just like Sylphine, I have an 18 intelligence.
Nice.
Cool. I picked skill expert. I wanted all the skills. I have 7 skills, and I took proficiency with persuasion because my charisma is probably the lowest skill that I have a proficiency in. So
That is smart. That is
all
very
my-
smart.
all my skills that I'm proficient with are either a 5 or a 4. So
Wow, that's awesome.
I don't know what I'm gonna pick yet.
You've picked rolled stats.
Roll stats. Okay.
I
You
mean,
don't get more than that.
I tried a rolled stat, I just gave up on them. you can as
And
you
then
can
you tried
see.
again earlier.
No, I mean I rolled 3
Yeah.
times. You said roll again, and just gave up.
Yeah.
I just tried for funsies to see if I would roll if I rolled well, I would have probably picked that boon instead.
For reference, the 3 rolls from Joe,
Yeah.
the final one,
Yeah.
didn't get that one. Slight misunderstanding.
Cause he scored above the normal on the second
Yep.
one as well.
Yeah.
I was curious. Is it better to be proficient in religion or arcana in this game?
Ooh,
I'm proficient
mean,
in
if-
religion.
I am too.
I am too. We're good. I think we're good there. I think we're good on religion.
Yeah.
Any arcana.
I actually. Me,
I'm also
but
proficient
that's
in
a given.
Arcana, but I think that's also a given.
Yeah. Spellcasters over here.
Have you ever considered playing an all cleric party and just going in as the Amen?
No.
Is that a reference to Joe Cat?
Yes, it is.
Call it the AMAT, bust down Tiamat's door demanding her lunch money. She'll just build her own toilet to give herself swirlies.
Yep. Clerics.
I
They're strong.
love those videos. I've seen them like 20 times each video.
Yeah. I've also been watching Joe Cat's Necrohall or whatever it's called. It's his Twitch campaign. It's very good.
Is it any good? I watched the first episode and I liked it, but
Whoa!
It's good.
keep up.
I get it. The boom. I didn't read the character creation thing. Okay, got it. This was the first time I actually start a game with Coco from the beginning. So
Yeah, that's true. You've joined every other camp session after like session 5.
yeah, just in 4 or 5. So this is the first time. Ah, I see. Oh, didn't know that. Oh, I might think about it.
I'm starting to have slight sympathies for Nim, who's another
Yeah.
professional DM that me and Baka both know.
Yeah.
Just the amount of people who join and then get dragged away for real life.
Yeah.
Mm.
We had a party member that had to go for real life instead of playing with us in both of campaigns. In several campaigns, actually.
In that
Is
case,
real life.
Yeah.
yeah, in that case, I think I would use my original role, and then I would pick something from the boom. Yeah. Okay.
The funny thing with the guy that left in my other campaign was that he left, and then we had to go the same way he went to his village, you know. And I actually actively tried to perceive if I can see him through the forest to wave at him, but they didn't see him, so sad.
What were you saying, Joe?
In that case, I mean, I would pick my original role. I'm not gonna use reroll because I thought because last time I create mob with you, I actually got like you tell me to roll like 2 times, so I just rolled it. I didn't know that I can have other options.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Full boon list. If you go with anything that isn't rolled stats, then you can either use standard or your point buy for your stats.
Okay.
So you'll tend to have slightly lower stats, but you get something else.
Yeah, I will use point buy that.
Cool. What boon will you be going for then?
You can
I need to think.
you can read about the boons in the character creation.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, but I'm still thinking what to pick. Yeah, you guys keep talking.
I did have a question about, because I think it was brought up, but kind of as like a funny thing earlier. Is non-combat damage something we can do? Like I not combat, but like, or not non-combat. Non-lethal damage. That's what I meant to say. Excuse me.
If you want to do non-lethal, yes.
Okay.
Just have to say
Please.
so.
Yeah, please inform me before the attack, and
Okay.
pray you don't critically hit.
Okay.
Because if you crit, or you're doing damage with a spell, I tend to rule that the effects of that are beyond your
Control.
yeah.
Fair enough.
That being said, I kind of deal with paralysis and other things a little bit differently because they're an auto crit. In that case, if you're trying to knock somebody out, any roll on a 20 except a nat 1 knocks them out non-lethally if they're at 0.
Okay.
So I'll remind you like what I'm asking for at the time. But it'd basically be like, you want to capture this, let's say, bandit chief non-lethally. He's about to go down. You hit him, you don't crit, you knock him to 0. Okay, he's unconscious.
Okay. Gotcha.
But he was paralyzed, so you hit him and you don't nat 1. He's unconscious.
Okay. Got it.
Otherwise, if it was just a crit kills him, then you couldn't do that to a paralyzed opponent.
Okay.
Similar thing is to disarming. If you want to target a specific spot on something, to like disarm it or remove one of its features perhaps, and let's say you want to cut a beholder's eye off, that's fine. Usually it'll either be more difficult, or like if you're hitting something's weapon, it's not going to take damage, but you might disarm it.
Like Taliesin Spersis when he used grit to disarm people.
Yes. Although did I can't remember if they took damage or not.
They did.
They did. I think they did took damage, unless. I mean, they were disarmed. If unless they saved the DC, they were disarmed. As well.
Alright. What I kind of mean is like, if you're gonna say, I want to disarm the guy so we can start trying to restrain him or something, then you can strike for the weapon. If you hit, he's got to make a strength save against your
Spell DC or something.
Well, it'd probably be more like it'd be against a DC based on your strength or your attack mod. So strength or dex.
Okay, this will be the feat that I choose.
Okay, Dragon Mark.
Yep.
Is it bad that I saw a feat that long and I knew, oh, that's Dragon Mark?
Yeah, because when when he first posted, he posted like half of it. I'm like, what feat is this?
Yeah.
My goodness.
This is the only thing that sucks for Roll20, that they don't scrunch it down. So the some things.
Yeah, they have really long description and all that. Okay.
Like if it's too long, like more than, I don't know, 10 lines, to squash it down into like a pocket, or I don't know the words right now. Like show description, high description. So now he has to roll on D20? Well, or can he choose the law?
It would be a D8. You can choose or roll. It's up to you.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it whispers to me, because I mean, yeah, most of them don't really affect anything. So yeah, if it whisper to me, it make me crazy. That sounds good.
Just roll.
Okay.
For random.
I'll have number 2.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Well, then we're approaching an hour and a half in. I think we're mostly set up. Is there anything anybody wants to bring or discuss before we call the
Session
build
0.
section?
Yeah, I was wondering about a rule for like monks. The player's handbook isn't specifically I mean, it isn't specific about this thing, but like with two-handed monk weapons, am I allowed to hold it two-handed and then do a bonus action unarmed strike?
Yes.
Cool.
That has been clarified, but you'd have to go into the errata for that. Your unarmed strikes can be kicks, they can be headbutts, they can be punches, they can be knees, elbows.
Hip attack.
Yeah, they could even be a butt smack.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
I am trained in the ass style.
way of the ass.
In this campaign, this is just I guess just wizard questions. In this campaign, will there be plenty of opportunity for me to find new spells or discover new spells, or is that not something that is possible in this campaign?
It will happen.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
I'm not going to tell you how often or
Right.
I mean, every time
great.
we fight a wizard, we should just investigate his body for his wizard's book,
definitely.
spell book.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's quite a lot of wizards for you to fight, so don't worry.
Okay.
Let's just take it and like push them over. Like my book now, punk.
I mean,
you have a
depending
what
on-
strength?
Exactly. Depending on the strength, we could just push them over. They'd be like, "Ow."
Oh, there's gotta be tons of level 1s here.
Then you run into a blade sing, you try and push him over.
Oh, if I see a
Cut your
blade
hand
singer
off.
wizard, I'm running the other way. If I see a blade, I'm out. I'm so out.
Then you later find out, wait, no, they were just a singing telegram.
I am your singing telegram.
Message.
Shut up! Oh my god, a spam singing telegram?
Oh.
Mordenkainen needs your help 2 towns over. Shut up!
I had a similar NPC in one of my custom settings, where rather than a jobs board, at dawn every day there was a skywrite, and that skywrite would handle like any requests, any local stuff, issues that needed fixing would be put out in the skywrite. And if you wanted to claim one, you were expected to skywrite and cross through it and put your signature next to it.
I need a new towel rack put up in my hut. Well, look, it's not
Crossover?
glorious, but we need gold.
Jim will fix it.
It plays 200 electrum pieces. No, I don't want electrum pieces.
No one here takes Electrum. I can't get rid of it. That's why I'm paying so much.
It's like Canadian money. It's not real.
Can I use a wild shape to change into a golden goose to lay an egg? A golden egg.
That would
We
be
can
quite
sell it
economic.
for money.
I don't know if I want the gold. I don't want to know the goose personally before it lays an egg. It feels wrong.
Yeah.
We're gonna eat her children.
When you transform.
Yeah, see, but no, it's like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory or Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, whichever you prefer. It's the golden goose. You know, they lay the golden egg and it has like nice stuff in it.
Oh my god, why has no one ever thought of like getting food by turning into a chicken and laying eggs?
Oh my god!
I can
There's
do that
one.
if we need food. I can do that.
Oh my
I mean,
Oh.
usually you don't spend enough time in the chicken form for the body's
True.
processes to
Yeah.
do that.
There should be a new subclass that allows this. The circle of the
Oh.
chicken.
Actually, a good question. Okay, I don't know how you DM this. Wait. Carrying capacity.
Okay.
Do you do unencumbered, variant encumbrance? How do you do weight? How much we're carrying? Do we have to keep track of how much we're carrying, or?
So in terms of carrying capacity, you're unencumbered if it's less than 15 times your strength score.
Okay.
More than 15 times up to 30 times, you are encumbered, so half speed.
Okay.
Obviously, you can drag, push, pull, etc. I think it's up to 30 times.
And let me just go ahead and look at my strength score here. Hey, can somebody else carry my stuff for me?
We need to find the bag of holding sometime.
Actually, that's an
I told
interesting.
you to ditch half of this stuff a mile back.
That's a good point to bring up. Moving other people. If they're unconscious or dead, they don't have a choice. If they're willing, you can move them on your turn at a cost of as many feet of your movement as you move them.
Like half speed then.
Yeah. What I will rule is that if, for example, you are pulling the wizard out of melee range and placing yourself in melee range, then the wizard will not provoke an opportunity attack. You will.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Because the
Can I-
wizard is moving involuntarily, but that movement is yours.
Yes.
And no one can take it away from you.
Except the guy who's going to stab you and kill you.
That's erroneous.
So that is an option. That is there. And it may very well be strategically viable.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not
Actually,
risk-free. Yep. Alright, anything else?
What is a question?
Moving over another character if we're squished for space, like to get into another space, would that be permissible?
Yeah, that's just squeezing. So you can move
Okay.
through an allied space as long as they're... if they're within one size of you, it's squeezing, so it's difficult terrain, and you cannot end in their space.
And you
Okay.
have to say, excuse me. Manners are a free action.
Yeah, I think the rules as written is good enough for that, and simple enough. Let me open it. Let me find the actual book. So yeah, anything else before we take a quick break and then actually move into gameplay?
Gameplay
No,
like how?
No.
fine.
Gameplay like we haven't needed a full session 0. So kind of slightly adjust how things were before, but I have a way of binding everything together.
So just setting up the scene, not actually starting the session 1 yet.
Oh no, I was gonna run like a half session, if
Ah,
that's
okay.
all right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm down.
If you're, yeah, if you fall asleep, Barker, sorry.
Yeah.
That being said, as I said this to everybody else, this is still a session 0, so this is not a charge session.
Okay.
But on that note, because I do need to bring it up, there is a payment tab in Discord. So when we do have, that is a good quote, Parker, charge sessions, please pay me via PayPal.
Okay.
And for that, any time between the end of one session and the start of the next is fine. If you are someone who rather pays in bulk, please tell me. But that's absolutely fine too.
Okay.
Okay.
It's all right.
Anything else creation-wise?
Nope.
No,
I'm all good on my end.
Yep.
Joe, I'm just going to say this.
Yeah.
Your health is not updated to level 2.
Oh, I haven't leveled up yet. Sorry.
Okay. That's cool. Just because, like, I'm fairly sure that's just level 1 health and you did not get any tankier.
Hey,
Yeah,
you know what?
I haven't leveled.
The same could be said for me. I'm sure this isn't level 2 health, but you know what?
Yeah, it is. You're just a wizard.
Shh. No, it's not.
It's like I have a level 11 blade singer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
Our barbarian could eat me and the warlock and still have more health to spare.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Bear in mind, I have 18 con. I have tough. The barbarian
Yeah.
can still eat me twice over.
Still, you know what it is? It's wizards. It's Wizards of the Coast. Wizard is literally in their name, and they gave us a D6 hit die. Like, come on, at least a
It's
D8.
It's
But
better
you-
than the D4.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I heard about that. It used to be a D4.
And my experience in second edition, once I play a wizard and I roll a 1 on like 3 level.
Oh no. Oh no.
That is a good point, actually, for leveling up. You're
Mm.
welcome to roll or take average. If you roll and get a 1, you're welcome to default to average, but if you roll anything but a 1, you got to take that.
Okay.
Um,
Yep, I'm done leveling up.
I don't know about you. Yep, go ahead.
Sorry. Also leveling. I don't know if it's probably already been said. Are we doing XP or milestone?
Oh, no, you're right. I skipped over that.
How
Milestone.
dare you? Just kidding.
But that does need some input from you guys. Level up. Short or long rest?
Oh.
Both.
Short means both. I mean, yeah, I'm fine with both. I don't.
I'm fine with both.
Yeah, I'm fine with both.
Leveling short or long rest. Cool. And there was one more thing I wanted to bring up.
No, I refuse.
Hard mode settings. Do you want any?
Ooh.
Hard mode
mode
settings. Do you want any?
What settings?
What is that?
Sorry.
Hard mode.
Big grind.
So things like when you go unconscious, you come back with a level of exhaustion.
Oh.
Yep.
I don't think that should be used in this setting because it's hard. It's this. I don't know.
It can be quite hard. I mean, the only group I'm running. Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with her. Like, I don't think maybe in this campaign because this one actually is really difficult.
I mean, I'm running it in a Tomb of Annihilation game.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah,
We're
that. We
Yeah,
won't talk
that's
about that.
That's a whole bunch of fun.
Yeah,
Cut to the end where you fight a literal god.
Yeah, after spending like 20 sessions in a dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a town made of dungeons, a city made of
Yep.
dungeons. It's quite
Yep.
bad.
Yep.
Okay, so no hard mode settings. That's fine.
Yeah, just as difficult as it is written to be, please.
Well, on that note, you guys are starting slightly ahead of the level curve, and because the player's handbook is slightly outdated and because of the slightly stronger start, a lot of the stuff you face will be scaled up slightly. What I mean by that typically is I round up, so health will be slightly higher, and I typically adjust proficiency scores for NPCs. So there may be a 1 or 2 point increase on what a creature's proficiency would normally be. That is typically the adjustments I tend to make.
Cool.
Yeah, that just compensates for you guys having like extra AC from base stats,
Yep.
extra health from base stats, etc.
Okay.
So if a creature has like a +9 to hit, it might now have a +10.
Okay.
It might sound very small. It's really not. It's probably the most balanced normalizing method I've come across, and it's worked really well so far. Right, is everybody alright to go forward with like an hour and a half gameplay today?
Yeah, just let me take a short break to get more coffee made for me.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if we're all done with creation and things like that, I think it's a good time then to take a short break.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Right, then I'm going to do the same. I'm also going to make more coffee.
Yay.
All right. Be back. What time should we be back?
Let's say 15 minutes, normal full break time. So 10-2.
Okay.
Cool.
Right, see you guys then.
I'll see you
Bye.
then.